talking that blah, blah, blah. Think you'll be getting this? Nah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2019 State Speech Final Awards. First of all, I would like to introduce to you our singer for the national anthem and competitor in humorous duet acting today, Ava Stovall from Washington High School.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Ava. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association, it is my pleasure and my honor to welcome you to the 2019 IHSA Speech Awards. I'm Susie Knobloch, Assistant Executive Director at the Illinois High School Association, and this is our 79th year of IHSA Speech, so thank you for being a part of that history. The IHSA conducts championships in over 40 sports and activities, from bass fishing to speech, from debate to football. The IHSA provides the leadership for over 800 high schools in the state of Illinois, and we are proud to bring you this championship. Tonight you will see a wonderful awards performance, and we are really, really pleased to be able to showcase the talent in our state, some of the best of the best. But before we begin, I'd like to thank and recognize some folks that helped us conduct this tournament. First of all, I'd like to thank all of our participants. I'd like for you to thank your coaches, and I'd like for you to take some time to thank your school administrators, either tonight or when you go back to your campuses. They're the ones that provide the opportunity for you to be here. So please make sure you take a moment to thank them to allow you to come to Peoria and be a part of this. I also want you to thank those parents or guardians or mentors or adult leaders in your life that were able to guide you into an activity that provides you countless benefits throughout your life. There's no better activity than what you are doing here at the IHSA Speech Tournament. I also challenge you to be back next year as a participant. Or if you're graduating, give back to your program as a mentor or a coach, or later in life, come back as a coach and grow and mentor new programs, because you are responsible for keeping this activity long beyond the years that I'm here. So let's go beyond and challenge yourself to make this to 100 years of a state speech final. As I said, it takes a village to run this tournament, so I would like for the following folks to be recognized. We had a tremendous state final committee and an excellent tab room. Without the help of the folks, we could not have efficiently conduct our championship. So please stand when I mention your name, and we will give them a great round of applause at the end. Our state final committee consists of coaches from member high schools. I'd like to first recognize Mr. Mark Simon from Mattia Valley, Janet Johnson from Reed Custard, Ken Carter from Chatham Glenwood, Justin Malkovich from Downers Grove South, Chuck Cavazos, Elk Grove Village, Janine Stromer from Homewood Flossmoor, Tim Connor, Freeport High School, Bradley Albin from Harvey Thornton, and Marie Wojcicki from Harvey Thornton High School, Ellie Marvin from Normal Community West High School, Lori Pillen from Rochelle, Ed Jaloski from Olympia, and Paul Leachy from West Chicago High School. Thank you for your tireless work at this tournament. We also have our incredible host with the Peoria Civic Center and our state final manager. I would like to thank Caitlin Adams-Winger for doing all the behind-the-scenes work. We had a core of volunteers that were timers from various high schools, Dunlap, Olympia, Downers Grove South, Washington High School, and numerous other schools that help behind the scenes when asked. I also want to give acknowledgement to Speechwire and Ben Stewart. We're really proud of his services, because one time he was in those seats like you as a state finalist champion in radio speaking. So he gave back and created our online scoring program. Thanks to Ben Stewart and Speechwire. I also need to acknowledge the tireless efforts of our PIR manager, Hunter Evans, and our individual event assistant manager and state final manager, who will be assisting me with draping and shaking the awards and the presentation of awards, Mr. Elijah Wilson and Jan Heiteen. Annually, we are able to recognize a coach in our state for their outstanding contributions in speech, debate, and theater. They're recognized by the NFHS, our national governing umbrella, and this year our state nominee was Mr. Ed Jaloski from Olympia High School. So if Ed could come on up and receive his award. I should also add that this is Dr. Jaloski, and he's also Principal Jaloski. So how about that? Thank you for your contributions to speech and debate.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. In a few moments, I'll pass the microphone to what I call the voice of IHSA speech, Mr. John Knight, who will be your masters of ceremony throughout this presentation. But before I wrap up, I just want you to remember that these programs continue with your efforts at your schools. And because of you, the future plays right here at the IHSA. You are the future. Continue to represent us strong. Good luck to all of you, and enjoy the awards performance.
Yeah, she calls me the voice because clearly not the face. By the way, these sunglasses, somebody lost them, although I'm thinking they're adorable. So if nobody claims them, they'll be mine. But otherwise, if you'd come on up here, and if these are yours, we will return them to you. So please, that's my lost and found for the day. I also need to let you know this. This is something you can let your relatives and grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles know. The NFHS network is streaming the State Speech Awards live at www.ihsa.tv. So text or call friends or family who aren't here and invite them to watch Just log on to www.ihsa.tv, set up an account, and watch live on your phone, tablet, computer, or TV, or via the Apple TV app. The NFHS Network IHSA TV High School happens here. All right, give them a round of applause for taking care of all of your TV needs. So let people know, tweet that out, text that out, so people will know that. Are you guys ready to see some fantastic performances? Are you ready to give out some medals and trophies? Okay, well then let's do that, shall we? So first of all, I would like to start by presenting to you our state champions in performance in the round. So this year, our state champions are from Southland College Prep, Serafina.
I was born in a village where the cows go crazy, and the sheep come along with the people. What the people call Wamame. If you hear me talk that way, I come from that land, the land of the beauty. Azulu bouquet. Listen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Amen. Morris Isaacan is one of the most popular schools in the Black Townships because of its political activities. In late 1976, the Soweto uprisings were born. That was when they met with the army in terms of the resistance. It's all happened here, right here in this school. Since then, the soldiers have become the inspectors that patrol our classrooms. All these army machines, we live with them, right here in our schools. Tear gas has become a perfume.
Hi, Serafina. I'm pretty good. How are you? How's everybody's day going today?
Hey, sir. How you doing?
Okay, class. Today we will learn about the oil-producing countries. And when I call your names, you, and you, step up into the name of the country. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Miss Liz.
Serafina.
Angola.
Yes, right, good.
Nigeria.
Of course. Colgate.
Colgate. Venezuela.
Venezuela, mistress.
Colgate. Stay out.
Always the slow one.
All right. Who's next?
I know what I'm doing, Miss Liz.
Star.
So you have to
She
speak
said
up.
something.
I said Libya, mistress.
Yes, thank you. Good job. Sandy.
Saudi Arabia.
That's right. Now name the first man in
Mrs.
South Africa. Right. It's a pity. Nobody knows his name. Now name the first white man in South Africa.
Jan van Riebeck,
Date?
1652.
His study is so beautiful. It makes you cry. Okay, class. Now let's talk about the history that's not in our textbooks. The history of our people. The history of our heroes. Millie?
Jesus.
Oh, not again.
No! Mandela!
Yeah.
Mandela comes back to save us.
Yes. Mandela. Mandela gets freed from prison, liberation day.
I am Nelson Mandela,
Okay.
the spear of the nation. Yeah, boy.
Crocodile, why you?
Because I am a man.
Okay, you want to know who is Mandela? I am Nelson Mandela!
You are a girl.
So what?
Girls. Serafina, tell us what happens in your story.
The day Nelson Mandela walks free, everybody, all the crowds, everyone laughing and singing.
Yes, Serafina. Nelson Mandela walking down the streets of Soweto.
Yes! Nelson Mandela is our hero. We know the government are peace.
Nelson Mandela is our hero.
The crocodile.
No, the government are picked.
Hey!
Nelson Mandela is our hero.
Hey! Jump in.
We know the government are picks. Nelson Mandela is our hero. We know the government are picks.
Nelson Mandela is our hero.
We know the government are picks.
Nelson Mandela.
Mistress, our very own teacher. You'd love her. She's beautiful and she tells us the truth. And she doesn't pretend to know it all. And I love her because she is crazy. But she is not afraid.
Africa burning in the sun. Huts, huts, huts.
Mister, do you teach the children communism?
No.
Do you teach them violence revolution?
No, I only teach.
From the authorized syllabus?
Yes.
With additional material of your own?
Yes. I want them to know where they come from. I want them to have a sense of pride in themselves.
Black pride? Ah, you're playing with fire.
Would you rather they be ashamed of themselves? Or maybe one day they won't be afraid?
Police in the schools.
Maddie, you have to teach from the authorized syllabus.
You are a fine teacher.
But don't.
think we're all idiots, okay?
That would be a mistake.
That would be a mistake.
The people can defeat the armies. History has proven it. The people can defeat the armies.
Dirty boy, take her to the 10th floor.
You cannot take me. No.
No! Africa, burning in the sun. Hey, Crocodile. Did Mistress say she wasn't going to be?
Does anyone know who this woman is?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am replacing your regular teacher for the rest of the term.
The term?
Where is Mistress?
That is none of my business and none of your business.
Where is our teacher?
We will not touch that subject again. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. So, the Napoleonic Wars, right? Why did Russia campaign of 1812 fail? What defeated them?
The people.
I said what, not who. The winter. He thought his army was safe in Moscow, but the people of Moscow had burned down their city before he could get there.
So it was the people.
The people burned their houses rather than let the army win. That's what you're teaching us.
I am teaching you authorized syllabus. The decision to burn Moscow.
Burn, 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 burn,
I will have
gate.
Blue, Serafina.
Okay.
The boss wants everything quiet, right? Everything under control. But we will not be quiet and we won't be under control. I say fight back. Fight the boss.
Oh, no. Okay, sure, fight. But don't fight the school. What's the use of that?
The great school. The wonderful school. This isn't education.
This is just the way to keep us on the street.
Mistress gave us education.
And you see what happened to her. Open your eyes, Serafina. Mistress was one crazy teacher.
But not the school. Children of God. Yes. God has given and the police have taken. Children of God. Our nation is blowing in the wind. America and Britain have sold too many guns to the South African government to kill us children. Here in school, we learn the truth. And they fear us because we are the future. How fearful they must be that they must take our leaders and our teachers away from us. How powerful you must be that they fear you so much. We are powerful because we are the generation that will be free. This is the birth pain of our free nation, so don't fight the school. People can defeat the armies. And I know, freedom is coming tomorrow. Amandla!
Away to
Power!
is ours.
Amandla!
Away to
Haters!
ta ta ta
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 Haters! Haters!
ta. Free Mandela! Let him go!
Free Mandela! Let's go! No! Let me go! You are not taking me! Let me go!
No! I am only a child!
No, get off of me! Get your filthy hands off of me! Let me go! No! God's in heaven.
They took us to a prison and they beat me. When I cried, they put a baby's tummy in my mouth so I wouldn't cry. Then they covered my head with a wet sack and gave me the electricity. I cried like a little baby, holding the baby's tummy in my mouth.
There were many of us from my school. They took us to a big room. Then they told us to take off our clothes. All of our clothes. Then they told us to lay down on the floor. Then they beat us with shambas. When they were tired, more police came. Then they beat us so hard that we bled.
He shouted my name. He pointed to me. Go to me, boy. I was so afraid. I came close to him and he hit me hard. Here, I fell to the floor. He pointed to me again. Come to me, boy. I knew he would hit me again, so I put my hand here so that it would not hurt so bad. But when he hit me, it hurt so bad that I could not cry anymore.
They call it teaching us a lesson. Like in school, they taught us their lesson. And what was their lesson? To be like don't want to be like them. One by one, they let us go. 8,000 children into prison. They hurt us to make us fear them. And we fear them. We are still children. We are young and full of fear. But every day we grow older.
Every day we grow stronger. We will not forget.
I was born in a village where the cows go grazing and the sheep come along with the people. What the people call Wamame. If you hear me talk that way, I come from that land. The land of the beauty. This is our home, and we are here to stay. Away to.
Excuse me, can you go this way? They want to take a picture. Just go and please go right there. That would be great. There were 8 finalists in the final round of Performance in the Round. We have trophies for the top 3 places, and we'll ask that you send up the team to get the trophies for the top 3 spaces. In 8th place, Harrisburg High School. In 7th place in Performance in the Round, Downers Grove South. In 6th place, Wheaton North. In 5th place, Revis High School. In 4th place in Performance in the Round, Oaklawn Community High School. In 3rd place and receiving this lovely plaque from Glenbard West High School, Fireworks from Above. Well, they don't come up that loud.
And there's not a word that I've ever heard that could make me change my mind. Words, they'll try to shake you. Don't let them break you or stop your world from turning. When words keep you from feeling good, use them as firewood and let them burn. Like stones in your pocket, people try to weigh you down. Someone always wants to take the love you found. So let's roll with these changes, 'cause I want you by my
Our
side.
state runner-up in Performance in the Round, Hinsdale Central with Little Women.
They'll try to shake you. Don't let them break you or stop your world from turning. When words keep you from feeling good, use them as firewood and let them burn. Let them burn.
And once again, your state champions in performance in the park, performance in the round from Richton Park, Southland College Prep Charter. Coaches, Alicia Williams and Hera Ojolari. With the cast of Brian Watts, Charlotte Glover, Darius Flowers, Deja Madison, India Getty, Isaiah Morton, Sue Posner, Jonathan Reynolds, Christian Davis, Lauren Jenkins, Mackenzie Southall, Patrick High, Sydney Mills, and Tyler Rapp. Your state champions in performance in the round. All right, just to let you know a few things that online tab packets will be available after the awards assembly at SpeechWire. Also, Ben Stewart will be live tweeting the awards assembly on speechwire.net, speechwirelive.com, so you can check that out as well. All right, so a couple of things about how this will work. We're going to call down the finalists. We'll have you up here on stage, and we'll have those who are waiting for their next event right here, so you can just come right up on stage. So we'll call this finalists row right over here. Also, we'll ask, after you receive your medal, 6th place, 5th place, etc., exit stage left, so you can have your photograph taken by our official IHSA photographer. So once again, you'll come over here. You'll walk up these stairs. You'll stand here and smile and win lots of prizes. And then you'll go that way. All right, so with all of that said, can we have the finalists in dramatic duet acting up here on stage? And the finalists in humorous interpretation over here in contestants row. Okay. Hi, guys. Here, let's take just like a step back. Oh, there you go. That's good. Oh, we're not starting without you. Don't worry. Don't worry. Looking for a DVD of this year's award-winning performances? Visit www.ihsa.tv to order a copy anytime. The IHSA.tv broadcast of past speech awards is also available on DVD at www.ihsa.tv. These are our finalists in dramatic duet acting. Aren't they dramatic looking? Let's give them another round of applause. Sorry, guy, I don't mean to make you sweat a little bit. I'm stalling for time, so just relax, right? Talk amongst yourselves, all right? I'll give you a topic, okay? The Holy Roman Empire, neither holy nor Roman nor an empire, okay? Go. All right, talk amongst yourselves. So sorry. All right, we're back in. I hope you had a productive conversation, but now we're going to give you the awards. I'd like to point out, if you'd like to take a look at them, we have brand new medals this year that say IHSA on it. You will see Miss Heiting down here displaying the brand new hardware. It's beautiful. discuss amongst yourselves. All right. No, really, we've done this before. We really have. All right. In sixth place, in dramatic duet acting, from Harrisburg, Jack Gully and Maddie Kennedy. In fifth place, from Wheaton Warrenville South, Kaylin O'Malley and Zach Hartnett. In fourth place, from Marion High School, Nasira Watts and Angel Alzadin. In third place, from Hinsdale Central, Tim Moser and Emily Goggin. Your tournament runner-up in dramatic duet acting, from Oak Lawn Community High School, Noah Swanberg and Abby Moore. And we're going to ask you guys to stand right here for your photograph, okay? And your state champions from Prospect High School, Emmett Nee and Catherine Jordan.
You talk too much. Never shut up. I said you talk too much. Oh boy, you never shut up. You talk about people you don't even know. And you talk about places you never go. You talk about your girl from head to toe. I said your mouth's moving fast and your brain's moving slow. You talk too much. You never shut up. I said you talk too much. Oh boy, you never shut up. You're the instigator, the orator of town. You're the worst when you converse, just a big mouth clown. You talk when you're awake. I heard you talk when you sleep. Has anyone ever told you that talk is cheap? You talk too much. You never shut up. I said you talk too much. Oh boy, you never shut up. Talking is the one thing that you can do best. You told the cavity creeps to watch out for crests. You never have the story right and exact, and then you always try to bore me with your yakety yak. You talk too much, and then you never shut up. I said you talk too much. Oh boy, you never shut up. Every day you are out fighting someone in the street, and you always fight someone you know you can't beat.
Once again, your state champions in dramatic duet acting, from Prospect High School, Emmett Nee and Catherine Jordan.
You talk too much. You never shut up.
Hi, my name's Olivia. Thank you for letting me. Sorry, I don't know. I'm thinking
It's
you.
okay. This is a safe place. Remember?
Okay, yeah, I get that, but I don't know all the people, so it's giving me
no
anxiety.
one
and
cares about that, all right? You're gonna lose
I
them.
care. Just stop interrupting
No,
me
no,
for a
no, no!
second.
Don't blame me. If you don't stop talking to me, they're gonna
blaming
think
you,
you're
I
having
just-
some kind of breakdown or something.
I'm not having a breakdown.
I'm dead.
Sorry. I'm not having a breakdown. I just get these arguments with Will sometimes.
Why don't you
See,
just tell them about what brought you here, okay? Tell them about us.
So the title of my presentation is Depression. The stranger on the street who smiles at you, offers you candy, and then tries to kill you.
That sounds upbeat.
This is Will.
Now that is a handsome-looking fella right there. Look at that jawbone.
He's the reason why I'm still here.
According to the 2018 Mental Health in America Youth Survey, 11.6% of youth aged 12 through 17 experienced at least one major depressive episode in the past year.
Of this group, 1.7 million did not seek treatment.
Instead, they chose to suffer in silence, a culture that has become far too pervasive in this country and too often ends with tragic results.
Olivia and Will's story reminds us that in order to break this culture of silence, we must first embrace our struggles as strengths. Love, Will.
By Christina Ackerman.
My internal crisis began when he arrived. His name was Will, and he was new to school.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm new.
Okay, and I'm Olivia. Great.
Oh, okay. So what do you guys do for fun around
We
here?
stay quiet.
Wow, you sound like a delight, Olivia. Hey, could I say something without offending you?
I don't know. Can you?
Oh, I get it.
What?
You're one of those people.
What?
Yeah, you know what I
people?
mean. You're one of those people that puts up this big front to shut everyone else out, but you're actually really sad. I'm just being honest with you. I
Yeah,
mean,
and your honesty freaks me out. I'll admit, I was sad. And sometimes I did think about hurting myself, but I never acted on it. Will actually helped me figure this one out. We were just standing around one day and he said it.
Maybe you're depressed.
So I went home and talked to my dad, and he had me checked out, and that's how I wound up in this group. Will was good for me. But he was never really interested in talking about himself.
No, okay.
Come on, just tell me one thing. Like, what do your
It's
parents do?
complicated, all right? It doesn't matter.
Are you in the witness protection program?
No, we're not. Is that even a real
We're being
thing?
watched
No,
right now.
No, we're not. It's not important or anything, so just leave it alone, okay?
Come on. I like you. Not like
No,
you,
no,
God,
no,
because that
no.
gives me anxiety,
Yeah.
makes me sad, and generally causes me to sweat a lot. Okay, actually, that's not true. I do like you.
I like you too. Liv, I came to this school because I was having some problems at my old school, and
Okay.
I have really clear orders from my parents not to create any more issues or anything, so that's why I don't really want to talk about them, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Are you okay?
Yeah. Life's just tough on me sometimes, okay? And all your questions are giving me anxiety and making me sad and generally causing me to sweat. A lot.
He totally got me. And then something strange started to happen. I started to get these letters from Will. Check these out.
Dear Liv,
He called me Liv.
I think you're pretty cool and fun, even though you think I'm in the witness protection program.
And they would always show up at just the right time, like this one.
Dear Liv, I know sometimes you feel alone, but just remember I'm here. And I think the world is a pretty awesome place with you in it.
And then something even stranger started to happen. The letters were signed differently.
Love, Will.
And at that point, I really had someone that just really made me happy. But there was always something bothering Will.
So,
Wow. Oh my gosh, it is beautiful up here.
it's peaceful, right?
Yeah.
Makes you feel like you could just soar through the sky.
Yeah, like a bird without a care in the world.
Have you ever woken up and wanted to start walking and never look back?
No, I mean, sometimes when I'm sleeping, my mom comes in. She's like, "Sweetie, princess, it's time to rise and shine." And I'm like, "Will you let this sweetie princess sleep? She is not ready to be a sweetie or a princess right now." Hey, where are you?
Wish I were you.
Me? Oh, please, I wish I were you.
No, you don't. Trust me.
Stop it. Everyone loves you. I mean, everything comes so easy to you.
You know, I'm so tired of people telling me that,
Whoa.
okay?
What?
I'm not that different than you are, okay? And
Whoa,
I'm
I didn't
not
say that.
happy.
Will,
and I'm
what is
sad all the
happening?
time, and I just can't
Hey,
explain
where
it.
is this coming from?
No,
Just-
I'm
hey.
sorry. Just
What?
I can't do this anymore,
Can't you-
okay?
Will, just talk to me.
No,
Just
listen,
what's going
just-
on?
promise me you won't be mad or anything, okay?
Will, about what? What is happening?
I gotta go.
Hey, stop, Will! So here's the thing. Sometimes you don't really know what's going on until it's too late.
Dear Liv, so what you don't know about me is that I came here to start over after I tried to hurt myself, and my mind takes me to these really dark places, and it feels like the world is just going to cave in on me, and I'm just not
Really allowed to talk about it. And I know I told you that there's always someone, and that you need to fight through those bad, quiet times, but I can't. So I wanted to say, I'm sorry. Love, Will. His mom found him. Depression is a terrible thing that robs us of being able to think normally. It caused Will to think that killing himself was an answer. I wish people didn't think that being sad was something that has to be hidden. It doesn't have to be hidden.
I love you, Liv.
I started to write letters to Will because I didn't get to tell him how I felt. This was my first one. Dear Will, how are you?
I miss you.
I wish I could have been that person for you.
I'm so sorry.
And while I wish I were with you, I know that there's a lot more work for me to be doing here. You taught me that. Love, live. P.S. I'm no longer looking for the happy life. I'm making it.
If we could have the finalists from humorous interpretation up on stage and the finalists in radio speaking down here in contestants row, please bring your scripts. There were 6 finalists in humorous interpretation. In 6th place, from Belleville West, Jalen Mutchison. In 5th place, from Mattia Valley, Dertwan Sherman. In 4th place, from Richards High School, Brian Carpenter. In 3rd place in humorous interpretation from Neuqua Valley, Max Corso. Your tournament runner-up in humorous interpretation is Ira McDowell from Thornton High School. And your tournament champion in humorous interpretation from Olympia High School, Ethan Shope.
They've made me feel like a prisoner. They've made me feel set free. They've made me feel like a criminal. Made me feel like a king. They've lifted my heart to places I've never been, and they've dragged me down words can build you up, words can break you down, start a fire in your heart or put it out. Let my words be life, let my words be truth. I don't wanna say a word unless it points the world back to you. You can heal the heartache.
2019 state champion in humorous interpretation, Ethan Shope.
God, your voice is the only.
Is it good? Can you? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay, let's try that again. Sorry about that. Okay. I thought we were leaving. Just a minute. Lewis, let's go. I'm coming. I'm going to murder you if we're late. Don't say that to your brother, Kelly. I'm going to maim you if we're late. Let's freeze them for a minute. This is me, Lewis, December 19th, 1986. In a couple of minutes, my mother is going to come in and disapprove of everything I've done to get ready for church. I have the worst big sister in the world. I wish I was an only child. I'm 13 years old, and this is going to be the worst week of my life. But also the best. Finding the perfect Christmas gift for somebody is really hard, okay? Take my girlfriend, for example, because last Christmas, right, I gave him my heart, but then the very next day, she pawned it off for jewelry. It's impossible. I really don't know how to do it, but Lewis is seeking to accomplish the impossible, to find the perfect gift and to actually learn something valuable along the way. A Tiny Miracle with a Fiber Optic Unicorn by Don Zelitis. Lewis, you're not wearing that jean jacket to church. Why not? Lewis, Jesus loves you, but he does not love you with a jacket! Why aren't you wearing your coat? It's not cold out. It's -7 degrees, Lewis. Why are you trying to wear that jacket, sweetheart? To impress a girl? No. Of course there was a girl. And Carolyn Warren was the hottest girl in the 8th grade gifted and talented class. Oh, Lewis. She was the only girl in the 8th grade gifted and talented class. But I loved her. A mad, devouring, stomach-churning love. Carolyn Warren was my secret goddess, but to get to her, I had to go through. All right, I don't want to be here, and you don't want to be here. But we're supposed to be honoring the birth of baby Jesus or whatever, so we're going to get through this thing together. Carolyn, you're going to be Mary. And, Lewis, you're an ass! What? Shut up! It's what they're called. You live in the manger with all the other smelly animals. Get used to it, ass! No. Kelly, could I be Joseph? No, you're an ass. All right, people, let's get this show on the road. Jesus ain't gonna birth himself. Hey, Lewis. Hey, Carolyn. Sucks that you're an ass. Well, yeah, you know, I just have less lines, so. Hey, I got you a Christmas present. Really? That's so sweet. Yeah, I don't have it on me. Maybe I could give it to you some other time? Okay. See ya. See ya. Of course I didn't have a present for her! Okay, I had 5 days to get it, and it needed to be perfect. I figured there was maybe one girl in my life that could maybe help me out. Hey, Kelly. What? What would be a good Christmas present to get? You know, from a guy. I don't know. Ooh, what about, I saw all these posters with dolphins on them and stuff. They're pretty cool. Were you dropped on your head? Oh, no, you know what? You were dropped on your head. I'm so sorry. That was my fault. What? course you're with dolphins, Lewis. Yeah, I figured you could hang it up, and every time you look at it, you'll think about the guy, and you'll think about dolphins and how they're free and live in the ocean and stuff. That's pretty stupid, Lewis. I'd probably just want, like, earrings or something. Where do you get those? The mall. When are you going to go to the mall next? What do you want from me, Lewis? I told Carolyn I'd get her a Christmas present. Oh my God, you are such a dork. Can you take me? No, please no. I'll tell Mom what happened to that bottle of Jack Daniels. All right, tomorrow! God, I'm going to go to bed before I gouge my own eyes out with a spoon. What a drama queen. The next day, we headed to the mall. The only problem was, my dad made us take Grandma Jacobs. And where to begin with her? I've got no idea. Thank God your sister left. Let's go to the bar. I don't think there's a bar at the mall. What the hell kind of mall is this? Besides, I'm 13. Louis, you wear girls' underpants. Oh, God, you kids are babied all the time nowadays. I mean, would it hurt you if you broke all your bones doing something stupid? Yeah. Oh, Louis. God, you're a pansy. You know what? We're not going to go to the bar. We're going to go to the baby store and get you a dolly. Let's go. Grandma, I need a Christmas present for a girl. Oh, a girl. All right, yeah, why didn't you say that? That'll put your mom's mind at ease. About what? I'll explain it to you when I'm drunk sometime. What are you gonna get her? I don't know, it's gotta be the perfect present. And then, I saw it. It was a little fiber optic, color-changing unicorn figurine. I really did think it was the perfect present. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Louis. What are you doing here? I got you a present, remember? Oh, yeah, that's so sweet. Oh. Yeah, it's a unicorn, you know. It changes different colors. It's fiber optic. It's cool, Louis. Yeah, so, do you like it? Yeah. Thanks for the present, Louis. Bye. Bye. I was this close. But I wasn't done yet. So I invited her over to a cast party for after the nativity play, which was really just dinner with my family. Thanks for coming over. Of course. My family was going into hour 6 of Trivial Pursuit Deathmatch, so this is probably better. So, what'd you get for Christmas? Oh. No, don't freak out. It's just Schmoopy. He's my new cat. It was a Christmas present from Grandma Jacobs. Louis, you're 13 years old now. It's time you learn a lesson about love and death. So I got you a one-eyed cat with leukemia. So yeah, that's that. I feel so stupid. I didn't get presents for anyone. You got me a present? Well, yeah, you know what, Carolyn? It's a glowing unicorn. Okay? What are you gonna do with that? It's so stupid. Louis, I have something that'll cheer you up. I got you a present. Merry Christmas. It's a skull? Yeah. It glows in the dark. This is so... Thanks. Yeah. Oh my God. We kissed 4 more times. Our relationship lasted about 9 days, but it was a pretty spectacular week and almost a half. You know, part of me wishes I could be that kid again. Feel the way I felt that night when the world was crashing down around me, but it didn't matter because I felt so gloriously alive. And to think, it was all because of that little unicorn.
All right, let me have the radio speakers on stage. And in contestants row, can we have the impromptu speaking finalists? There were 6 finalists in the final round of radio speaking. In 6th place, from Lena Winslow, Justin Malone. In 5th place, from Revis, Nicole De La Rosa. In 4th place, from Normal University High School, Riley Gillibrand. In 3rd place, from Morris, Maggie Dudley. Your tournament runner-up in radio speaking from Hinsdale Central, Kate Gabriel. And your tournament champion in radio speaking, Eva Bine from Wheaton, Warrenville South.
I am not the kind of girl who should be rudely barging in on a white veil occasion, but you are not the kind of boy who should be marrying the wrong girl. I sneak in and see your friends and her snotty little family all dressed in pastel, and she is yelling at a bridesmaid somewhere back inside her room wearing a gown shaped like a pastry. This is surely not what you thought it would be. I lose myself in a daydream where I stand and say, don't say yes, run away now. I'll meet you when you're out of the church at the back door. Don't wait or say a single vow. You need to hear me out. And they said, speak now. Fond gestures are exchanged, and the organ starts to play a song that sounds like a death march, and I am hiding in the curtains. It seems that I was uninvited by your lovely bride-to-be.
Your state champion in radio speaking, Eva Bine from Wheaton, Warrenville South.
But I know.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. German bank employees accused of laundering money. Wisconsin kidnapper is behind bars on bail, and an alcohol-related car crash in Chicago. These stories and more on WBXD News, Sports, and Weather, brought to you by Washington Street Mission, a blessing to low-income families. Good afternoon. I'm Eva Bine, and the time is now 7:35. On the international front, 170 police officers, investigators, and prosecutors raided the German offices of Deutsche Bank on the suspicion that bank employees helped clients to launder hundreds of millions of euros. The investigation emerged from an analysis of documents leaked in recent years. It is focused on 2 bank employees and possibly other not yet identified suspects. Making news in Indonesia, a recent string of natural disasters, the latest being a deadly earthquake and tsunami, have exacted a severe toll, both in economic damage and human lives throughout Asia. The UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction says up to 1.6 million people could be affected by the magnitude 7.5 earthquake and tsunami. Annual losses from disasters average $300 billion. Turning to Brisbane, scientists in Australia say they have created a blood test that can diagnose cancer in minutes. Scientists at the University of Queensland says the new test can quickly identify a unique DNA signature that's present in all types of cancer. The researchers said that their study showed the 10-minute blood test was able to detect cancer with 90% accuracy. They're hoping the new test will help make diagnosing cancer more accessible and affordable. Topping national headlines, the man accused of kidnapping 13-year-old Jamie Kloss and killing her parents is scheduled to stand before a judge in a northwestern Wisconsin courtroom. Jake Patterson is behind bars on a $5 million bail on 2 counts of murder and charges of kidnapping and armed burglary. Patterson has yet to enter plea to the charges. In technological news, the NYPD will be rolling out the use of drones to help deal with crime in the city. The drones will be operated by the Technical Assistance Response Unit and help with search and rescue missions, crime scenes, or a hazardous material incident. Officials say the devices will be deployed solely by trained members of the unit. Across the country, there are more than 900 police, fire, and emergency units enlisting the help of drones. Heading closer to home, 8 people are hospitalized following a 2-vehicle crash in Chicago's Loop. A man driving a Jeep ran a red light and hit a sedan in the first block of Ida B. Wells Drive. 6 people in the Jeep and 2 people in the sedan were taken to the hospital. The accident appears to be alcohol-related. From Leroy, a Central Illinois nursing home is closing its doors because the state of Illinois doesn't pay enough to care for the people who live there. Managers at Leroy say Illinois' low Medicaid reimbursement rates are forcing them to close. It costs them $200 a day per person, but they only get $140 a day back from the state. A win for the Chicago Bulls and your snowy weekend weather up next. But first, a word from our sponsor. For nearly 110 years, Springfield's Washington Street Mission has been a blessing to those in need, helping the homeless, offering summer programs for kids, and supplying coffee, clothing, and household items to low-income families. The Washington Street Mission is privately funded and depends on you. For more information about the Washington Street Mission services or how to make a monetary donation or a donation of products, go to washingtonstreetmission.org or visit them in Springfield. Washington Street Mission, a blessing to low-income families. Tossing the ball to sports, the Dodgers and outfielder A.J. Pollock have agreed to a $55 million 4-year contract. The 31-year-old Pollock hit .257 with 21 home runs in 113 games for the Diamondbacks last season, but missed nearly 2 months with a broken left thumb. And on the NBA hardwood, the Chicago Bulls actually scored a win against the Milwaukee Bucks with a victory of 90-83, while the Miami Heat scorched the Indiana Pacers with a final score of 89-87. Turning to the skies, grab your snow boots. Today will be cloudy with a chance of flurries and highs in the 30s, while tomorrow brings more cloud covers and a high of 20 degrees. Expect some light snow showers on Monday with highs hovering in the 30s. This has been your Saturday broadcast of WBXD News, Sports, and Weather. Thanks again to our sponsor, Washington Street Mission, a blessing to low-income families. The time is now 7:40, and I'm Eva Bine, signing off.
They're going to take the table away. Hold on. If we could have the finalists in oratorical declamation down here in contestants row. All right, and up here on stage, our impromptu speaking finalists. There were 7 finalists in the final round of impromptu speaking. In 7th place, from Mount Vernon High School, Min Wen. In 6th place, from Neuqua Valley, Serena Thajuden. In 5th place, from Marion High School, Noor Beg. In 4th place, from University High School in Normal, Nick King. 3rd place in impromptu speaking from Bloomington High School, Luke Edwards. Your state runner-up from Sandburg, Aristotle Venikos. And your tournament champion in impromptu speaking, Brian Zhang from Naperville North. Ladies and gentlemen, your state champion in impromptu speaking, Brian Zhang from Naperville North.
Niccolo Paganini was a 19th century Italian violinist known for playing virtuoso pieces in front of large crowds. One Saturday evening was no different, as he was performing his most difficult repertoire in front of a packed concert hall. However, as he was in the middle of his most famous piece, something unfortunate happened. The first string of his violin snapped right off. So there he was, Niccolo Paganini, world-class violinist, crowd of thousands, on a broken violin. Now, Paganini had a choice. He could either just step off the stage and face that humiliation, or he could do what he trained for his entire life. He could go all in. And that's exactly what he did. He continued to play and finished his repertoire, leading us directly to today's prompt, all in. What this prompt is telling us is that in order for us to be successful, we've got to be able to take that risk and follow our dreams, no matter what. And we can learn why for 3 key reasons. First, if we go all in, we'll be able to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. Second, by going all in, we'll be able to seize the day for once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. And finally, by going all in, we'll be able to follow our career in our true passion. But first, we have to understand that if we do go all in, we can overcome insurmountable odds. And someone who knew this better than anyone was Shaquem Griffin. Now you see, when Shaquem Griffin was a child, he, like many other boys across America, wanted to become a professional athlete. But there was just one problem. He was born with a congenital disorder on his left hand, meaning that it had to be amputated when he was only 4 years old. Essentially, he was at an inherent disadvantage at every sport he tried to play. But that didn't matter to him, because his dream was to become a professional athlete, and he was willing to go all in. So he trained and trained and trained, and in high school was a 2-sport varsity athlete in both track and football, winning a scholarship to play Division I football at the University of Central Florida. And in April of 2018, he was drafted in the 5th round of the NFL draft by the Seattle Seahawks, where he plays linebacker today. Because Griffin realized that his dream was to play in the NFL as a professional linebacker, it didn't matter what disadvantages or what odds he faced. He was going to go all in and make his dream a reality. But next, we have to realize that sometimes opportunities that we don't know if we want to take present themselves in front of us. But by going all in, we can make use of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. Just ask Ed Helms. Now, before Ed Helms was known as the Nard Dog on NBC's hit sitcom The Office, he actually had a quite different career. He was a writer for The Daily Show, a correspondent with Jon Stewart. From 9 to 5 every day, he would just write joke after joke after joke about the current political landscape in America. But in 2008, something quite surprising happened. The executives at NBC sent him over an offer for 8 episodes of The Office, and Ed Helms had to make a choice. You see, he could either go take that risk, go all in and follow his dream, or he could stay with his safe job at The Daily Show. Here was the deal. The contract was only for 8 episodes, meaning that Helms didn't know if he was going to have work after the 3rd season of The Office. Regardless, he decided to take that risk and go all in. And today, he's not only known as the Nard Dog, but he's also a movie star from the Hangover trilogy. Because Ed Helms took that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, because he went all in, he became a superstar. But finally, and perhaps most importantly, what we have to understand about going all in and following our dreams is that it can allow us to shape our career to match our passions. Just ask Rume Hafu Wong. Now you see, when Rume Hafu Wong was in high school, she, like many other Asian kids, was pressured by her parents to go into a lucrative career in finance. But she had another passion, namely World of Warcraft, the online MMORPG. She played for hours and hours and hours instead of going to school. But the catch was, she was incredibly good at the game. She topped the leaderboards month after month after month. So, a few semesters into college, she announced that she was dropping out to pursue a video gaming career. That was a shock for her parents, I bet. But she went all in, and because of it, she was able to make her name as a female in a male-dominated industry. First, she started streaming on Twitch, first World of Warcraft, and then moving over to Hearthstone. But because she was able to go all in, because she didn't confine herself to the expectations of society and instead followed her true passion, Rume Hafu Wong is living her dream today. So when we come back to today's prompt, all in, we have to understand that what it's telling us is that sometimes we just have to go for it, to follow our dreams. First, we looked at how Shaquem Griffin, despite his disadvantages, was able to go and overcome insurmountable odds to become an NFL linebacker, before moving on to the story of Ed Helms, who seized the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity of The Office, and finally, looking at Rume Hafu Wong, who was able to drop out of college to pursue a video gaming career. So when Niccolo Paganini was on that stage that Saturday evening, facing that choice, it was obvious the decision he would make. He decided to go all in and finished his repertoire to a standing ovation.
May we have the finalists in poetry reading down here in contestant row, and declamation speakers, come on up. There were 6 finalists in the final round of oratorical declamation. In 6th place, from Thornton High School, Caleb Travier. In 5th place, from Eisenhower, Holly Clotty. Fourth place, from Auburn High School, David Day. 3rd place, from Prospect High School, Emmett Nee. Your tournament runner-up in oratorical declamation, Amartya Dave from Metea Valley. And your state champion in oratorical declamation from Glenbrook North, Aaron Rosenfeld.
Do I feel so alone? Nobody but me. I'm on my own. Is there anyone out there who feels the way I feel?
Interscholastic activities are an extension of the educational process, and the competition room is the coach's classroom. Remember, do what's right. Attitude is for everyone.
Jealous of him 'cause of the attention he was getting. I felt horrible about myself. He was spitting and I wasn't. Anyone who was buzzing back then could have got it. Almost went at Kanye too. God, it feels like I'm going psychotic. Thank God that I didn't do it. I'd have had my ass handed to me, and I knew it, but proof isn't here to see me through it. I'm in the booth, popping another pill, trying to talk myself into it. Are you stupid? You will start dissing people for no reason, especially when you can't even write a decent punchline. Even you're lying to yourself. You're slowly dying. You're denying your health is declining with your self-esteem. You're crying out for help. Is anybody out there? It feels like I'm talking to myself. No one seems to know my struggle and everything I come from. Can anybody hear me?
And your state champion in oratorical declamation, Aaron Rosenfeld.
So why in the world do I feel so alone? Nobody but me.
Piano. P is my favorite music symbol. It means to play softly. If you're playing a musical instrument and you notice a P in the score, you need to play softer. 2 Ps, even softer. 4 Ps, extremely soft. But no matter how many thousands upon thousands of Ps there may be, you will never reach complete silence. That's my current definition of silence. My own very obscure sound. In elementary school, I remember watching in awe as my friends sang along to Call Me Maybe. To me, being hard of hearing, these lyrics were garbled, but I wanted to fit in. So, one day, I put together a binder filled with the lyrics of all the top songs. That binder became my Bible, but it did nothing to help me understand the tunes. I shied away from music, thinking it was off limits for a deaf kid like me. Until I found sign language, a language that became my own version of singing. If we, both the deaf and hearing worlds, can understand that sound and deafness can coexist, then perhaps we can truly hear the enchanting music of sign language by Christine Sun Kim. I was born deaf, and I was taught to believe that sound wasn't a part of my life, and I believed it to be true. You see, as a deaf person living in a world of sound, I thought I was supposed to be the one living in a foreign country, blindly following the rules and behaviors without ever questioning them. Yet, I realize now that that wasn't the case at all. Sound is very much a part of my life. In deaf culture, movement is equivalent to sound. I watch how people behave and respond to sound. You, the hearing people, are like my loudspeakers. You amplify sound for me. I watch and mirror your behaviors. At the same time, I've realized that I create sound too. So I've learned, for example, don't slam the door. Don't make too much noise when you're eating from the potato chip bag. So I actually know sound intimately. I know it so well that it doesn't have to be something just experienced through the ears. Sound can be felt tactually, or experienced as a visual, or even an idea. So, I decided to take back ownership of sound and put it into my artwork. And everything that I had been taught about sound, I decided to do away with and unlearn. I started making a new body of artwork. And when I presented this to the art community of musicians, I was shocked with the amount of support I received. But I realized something then. Sound is like money, power, control. It's a social currency. In the back of my mind, I always felt that sound was your thing, a hearing person's thing. And sound was so powerful that it could either disempower me in my artwork, or it could empower me. I chose to be empowered. So, with sound as my new art medium, I delved into the world of music. I was surprised to see the similarities between music and ASL. For example, a musical note cannot be fully expressed on paper, and the same holds true for a concept in ASL. They're both highly spatial and highly inflected, meaning that subtle changes in either impacts the entire meaning of both signs and sounds. I'd like to share with you a piano metaphor to help you have a better understanding of how ASL works. So, envision a piano. English is a linear language, as if one key is being pressed down at a time. However, ASL is more like a chord. All 10 fingers need to come down simultaneously to express a clear idea in ASL. If even one key were to change, so would the entire meaning. The same holds true for music in regards to tone and pitch and volume. I then started thinking, what if I looked at ASL through a musical lens? If I take a sign, repeat it, slow it down, it would become a piece of visual music. For example, this is the sign for day, as the sun rises and sets. This is all day. But now, if I slow it down, that's the visual music. All day. I feel the same holds true for all night. That made me think about 3 different types of nights. Last night, overnight, and all night long. I feel like the third one has a lot more musicality than the other 2. All night long. Do you see it? Do you hear it? Because we live in a very audio-centric world and ASL has no sound to it, it automatically has no social currency. We need to start thinking harder about what defines currency and let ASL have its own currency, its own sound. And maybe that can be the first step forward for a more inclusive society. And maybe people will understand that you don't need to be deaf to learn ASL. Just like you don't need to be hearing to learn music. ASL is such a rich treasure that I want you to have the same experience. So, I invite you to open your ears, open your eyes, take part in our culture, experience our visual language. And you never know. You might just fall in love with us.
Will the finalists in extemporaneous speaking join us down here in Contestants Row? And will the finalists in poetry reading join us up here on stage? There were 7 finalists in the final round of poetry reading. In 7th place, from Limestone, Donovan Hill Bush. In 6th place, from Wheaton Warrenville South, Bridget Matson. In 5th place, from Hinsdale Central, Mickey Horstman. In 3rd place, Delaney Holliday from Belleville West. In 3rd place, from Normal University, Catherine Winger. Your tournament runner-up in poetry reading is Jada Johnson from Thornwood High School. And your state champion in poetry reading from Nequa Valley, Arnit Gurtada. Our state champion in poetry reading from Nequa Valley, Arnit Gurtada.
I'm smart like a genius. You're dumb like an idiot. I'm pretty like a princess. You're ugly like a regular person. You're slow like a dumb slug. I'm fast like a cheetah. Nice knowing you, slug. You're poor. Like one of those people that shops at that stupid puppet store. I'm rich, like the woman who owns that stupid puppet store. Your boyfriend sucks. I don't have a boyfriend. Which is way better because your boyfriend sucks. I am 2 thumbs up. Way up. You're 2 thumbs. Oops. When you walk around, people point and laugh. When I walk around, people point and smile. You suck. I don't suck. You do. I'm smart, like a genius. You're dumb, like an idiot. Between the rise of social media and our deeply polarized culture, bullying has never been so pervasive. Through poems by Bo Burnham, Amit Majmudar, Alicia Chavez, and Gabby Hanna, we realize the effect of this hate and how to respond to the people that want to bring us down. That includes pushing back against the biggest bully in the country, the Bully Pulpit, a program. Even though I went to an inner city public school, we had a pretty strict dress code. We had to wear our shirts tucked into our pants with a belt and only in like 4 different colors. One day, I came to class with my new pants that I couldn't wait to wear. They came with a cool striped belt that actually matched our school colors. But before the bell even rang in homeroom, a boy pointed and loudly said, "You bought those pants at Walmart." Until that moment, I didn't realize that shopping at Walmart was something to be ashamed of. Spoiler, it's not. Then another girl chimed in, and together, they mocked me until the bell rang. I never wore that belt again. A few days later, I noticed the girl who had chimed in so urgently was wearing the same belt and the same pants. I stared at them for a moment and then up at her face. She quickly averted her eyes and crossed her arms over her lap to hide the colored stripes. And I never said anything about it. Bullies are the most insecure people on the planet. Well, yes, I said. My mother wears a dot. I know they called it a third eye in class, but it's not an eye. It's not like that. It's not some freak third eye that pops open on your forehead like on some Chernobyl baby. What it means, what it's showing is there's this unseen eye on the inside, and she is marking it. All right. What I said wasn't half as put together. In fact, I didn't say a thing. Their laughter had made my mouth go dry. Lunch was after world history, and that week was India. Myths, caste system, SETI, all our greatest hits. And the white kids I was sitting with were my friends. At least, as I defined a friend back then. "So wait," said Nick. "Does your mom wear a dot?" I nodded and caught a smirk on Todd. "She wear it in the shower and in bed." I said, "Hand me that ketchup packet there." I snatched it, twitched the tear, and squeezed a dollop on my thumb. And I worked circles until the red planet entered the house of war and on my forehead for the world to see. My third eye burned. Those schoolboys in their seats. Their flesh in little puddles underneath. Pale pools where my God could cool his feet. Bullies are the most insecure people on the planet. Since you mention it, I think I will start that race war. I could have swung either way, but now I'm definitely spending the next few years converting all of your daughters to lesbianism. I am going to eat all of your guns and give birth to an army of mixed race babies with fathers from every continent. Oh yeah, even that one. And genders to outnumber the stars. My legion of multiracial babies will be intersectional as hell. And your red hats will not be enough save you. Because, real talk, you didn't stop the future from coming. You just delayed our coronation. We have the same deviant haircuts we had yesterday. We are still getting gay married like nobody's business because it's still nobody's business. There's a Muslim kid in Kansas that has already written the schematic for the robot that will steal your job in manufacturing. And that robot will also be gay. And of course, I'm terrified. Of course, I'm a shroud. And of course, this is not fair. But rest assured, anxious America, you brought your fists to a glitter fight. This is a taco truck rally. And all you have is coleslaw. You cannot deport our minds. We won't hold funerals for our potential. We have always been what makes America great. Bullies are the most insecure people on the planet. I'm smart, like a genius. I'm pretty, like a princess. I don't suck.
If I could have up here on stage from the poetry finals, I'm just so sorry, we made a slight mistake and switched two medals. If I could have on stage Catherine Winger from University High School and Delaney Holiday from Belleville West. If both of you would come on up here, I just have to correct the announcement. Just one moment, please. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I just could not read very well. But as you can see here, what's your name again? All right, so Talini, you're going to be in third place. So we're going to trade these medals, take these medals off. I am so sorry. Here, and you must be Catherine. As you can see, you were really in fourth place. I just was very dyslexic and switched it. So I'd like to announce, sorry, I just switched these names around. In fourth place in poetry reading from University High School, Catherine Winger, and third place from Belleville West, Delaney Holiday. Congratulations. So sorry about that, girls. All right, if we could have the original oratory finalists down here in contestants row and extemporaneous speakers up here on stage. There were 6 finalists in the final round of extemporaneous speaking. In 6th place, from Hinsdale Central, Amani Mryan. In 5th place, from Wheaton Warrenville South, Logan Graham. In 4th place, from Marion High School, Nasira Watts. In 3rd place, from Nequa Valley, Arya Naluri. Your tournament runner-up in extemporaneous speaking, from University High School, James Han. And someone you might look familiar to you, your tournament champion in extemporaneous speaking, Brian Zhang from Naperville North, a double state champion.
Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star. Pictures came and they broke your heart. Oh, 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 oh. Ba-da-da-da-ba-ba-da-da. Shh. Ba-da-da-da-ba-da-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-da-ba-ba-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. You are a radio star. You are a radio star. Star. Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star. In my mind and in my car. Video killed the radio star.
All right, your state champion in extemporaneous speaking, Brian Zhang from Naperville North.
Just 2 days ago, President Obama slammed President Trump's decision to declare a national emergency, saying that it was an overreach of executive action and that it was circumventing Congress. I'm just kidding. Do you know who actually said that about executive action? President Donald Trump. You see, back in 2014, when President Obama was doing executive actions on the same issue of illegal immigration, President Trump decided to say that he was overstepping his executive bounds. And he seems to have forgotten it all just half a decade later. Because as Reuters wrote, on February 14th of 2019, President Trump signed a spending bill passed by Congress that only gave him $1.4 billion in new funding for border security, far less than the $5.7 billion that he wanted. But in lieu of that congressional funding, President Trump decided that he was going to declare a national emergency and allocate funds from elsewhere to actually make that border wall happen. Considering the fact that this national emergency declaration has drawn criticism from across the aisle from both Democrats and Republicans, we have to take a look to the future and ask today's question. Is President Trump setting a bad precedent by declaring a national emergency to receive funding for a border wall? And the answer is yes. His declaration is cause for unease. And we can see why for 3 key reasons. First, there's no actual national emergency at the border. Second, he's sending a message of dismissiveness to the legislative and judicial branches. And finally, it paves the way for future executive overreach. Now, on September 13th, 2018, NPR reported that a Harris poll said that for Americans, the favorite Mexican restaurant in the country was Taco Bell. That seems like the real national emergency. The first reason why President Trump's national emergency declaration is setting a bad precedent is because there's no real national emergency at the border. According to the BBC, of January 20th of 2019, President Trump campaigned on a theme of illegal immigration that was coming over to commit crimes and steal jobs. But this doesn't actually seem to be the case, because that BBC article explains that illegal immigration through the border has been on a decline for the past 2 decades. And in President Trump's first year in office, the number of border crossings was at its lowest point since 1971. Furthermore, the issue that President Trump keeps liking to bring up, the fact that these illegal immigrants are bringing in drugs like heroin and fentanyl from the border, isn't true either, because the majority of those drugs coming in from the southern border come in from one of 47 legal ports of entry, which the wall would do nothing to stop. Furthermore, the crime issue that President Trump pushes isn't true either. As the Cato Institute writes, on June 25th of 2018, illegal immigrants are actually 16% less likely to commit a homicide than a native-born American citizen, and the overall criminal conviction rate is slashed in half when comparing the two groups. Furthermore, the Center for American Progress writes on February 5th of 2019, that the majority of the people coming in from the southern border are just trying to seek asylum. In other words, they're refugees. So President Trump, by saying that there's a national emergency on the southern border when there clearly isn't, is setting the precedent that a future president can do whatever they want as long as it bends to their political agenda. And that's a terrifying precedent to set. Now, President Trump liked to talk about his border wall being a great, big, 10-foot tall border wall made of concrete. But the second reason why this border wall and this national emergency sets a bad precedent is because it actually sends a message of dismissiveness to the legislative and judicial branches. As Time magazine writes, on February 13th of 2019, President Trump only declared the national emergency because he couldn't get that funding through Congress. And the fact remains is that congressional spending is still generally the way that business gets done in this country. Furthermore, The Hill explains on February 14th of 2019 that there's also another shaky avenue that President Trump has to deal with, the issue of the courts. Now, groups like the ACLU and even House Democrats are prepping lawsuits against the president's national emergency declaration, meaning that President Trump has looked Congress and the courts in the eye and said that despite their reservations, he's going to continue to forge forward. And this sets a bad precedent because the New York Times writes on February 13th of 2019 that all of these different factors coming together means that President Trump had to jump through a lot of hurdles to actually declare this national emergency. And the fact that he's continuing to do so means that he sees himself as an executive of the United States that can continue to use his executive power in a way that doesn't have any sorts of checks or balances from Congress or the courts. And this sort of precedent is dangerous to set when looking into the future. Now, finally, we have to understand that President Trump's border wall is his political fantasy. And despite the fact that he's declared a national emergency to build that wall using more funding, we have to understand that in the future, it could be paving the way for more executive overreach. Now, there's a reason, as Business Insider put it on January 11th of 2019, that many Republicans, including Florida Senator Marco Rubio and Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley, were not very happy about even entertaining the idea of a national emergency. Why? Well, it's pretty simple. As the Brookings Institution writes, on February 14th of 2019, if President Trump is allowed to declare his national emergency on this wall, which is his political issue, imagine what a future Democratic president could do. On issues such as gun control, health insurance, or even climate change, a new future Democratic president could use their executive powers and declare a national emergency because President Trump has set that precedent. And it might not be that far away, because as The Guardian writes on February 7th of 2019, many Democratic presidential candidates for 2020, including California Senator Kamala Harris and New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, have stated their support for a so-called Green New Deal to tackle climate change. So essentially, President Trump, by declaring this national emergency, could be paving the way for future presidents to also overstep their executive bounds. And that's a dangerous line to cross. So when we come back to today's question, is President Trump setting a bad precedent by declaring a national emergency to receive funding for his border wall? We have to see that the answer is clearly yes. First, there is no national emergency at the southern border. Second, he's dismissing both the legislative and judicial branches. And finally, he's paving the way for future executive overreach. So even though President Trump decided to sign that national emergency declaration just last week, maybe he should have looked into the future before putting pen to paper.
If we could have the finalists for dramatic interpretation join us down here in Contestants Row. And if we could have all of you orators up on stage. There were 7 finalists in the final round of original oratory. In 7th place, from Naperville Central, Michelle Key. In 6th place, from Hinsdale South, Alana Waterman. In 5th place, from Southland College Prep Charter, Amaya Howard. In 4th place, from Hinsdale Central, Amani Mryan. In 3rd place, from Belleville West, Kaylon Brown. Your tournament runner-up in original oratory, John Hatcher from Marion High School. And your 2019 champion in original oratory, right here from Central Illinois, Lizzie Link from Washington High School.
Finish cleaning up your room. Let's see that dust fly with that broom. Get all that garbage out of sight. Or you don't go out Friday night. Yakety yak.
Don't talk back.
You just put on your coat and hat and walk yourself to the laundromat.
Did you know that the IHSA annually honors 26 of the best and brightest students in the state with its all-state academic team presented by Caterpillar? The event not only provides recognition through a celebratory banquet, but is also a great accolade for students when applying for college scholarships and jobs. Contact the IHSA for more information on how to nominate a current high school senior.
Don't you give me no dirty looks. Your father's hip, he knows what cooks. Just tell your hoodlum friend outside you ain't got time to take a ride. Yakety yak.
Don't talk back.
Yakety yak, yakety yak. Yakety yak.
And your state champion in original oratory from Washington High School, Lizzie Link.
So, I kind of hate to admit it, but I watched The Bachelor. I'm still a bit of a virgin to the show, but from what I can tell, it's mostly Colton showering, a bunch of drunk people, and a lot of blonde girls I can't tell apart. And I'm a blonde girl. But the show surprised me a few weeks ago when contestant Kaylin Miller-Keys shared that she had been sexually assaulted while in college. Her story is a narrative heard far too often. But what was striking was when she said she waited until a year after the fact to tell her mother. In fact, Monica Hess, a Washington Post journalist, noticed a similar common thread in who the survivors she's spoken to struggled talking to the most. Their loved ones. Hess told NPR of October 3rd, 2018, this inspired her to start a column called Dear Dads, Your Daughters Told Me About Their Assault. This is why they never told you. I encourage you to read the column because it is absolutely powerful, and it underlines a major issue. We've spent the last year and a half talking about why survivors don't go public with their stories. But I don't think we've spent enough time talking about why they don't come private. So today, we're going to talk about why survivors can struggle coming to their loved ones with their experiences, how we can respond better when they do come to us, and what we can do to create a culture to support survivors. Because the hardest part of sexual assault should not be telling the people who love you. Now, I want to start this off by saying that nobody teaches us how to respond after someone we love says they've been assaulted. It's completely normal to become overwhelmed with emotions or fall back on a base of knowledge that might not be entirely correct, bringing us to just two of the many reasons survivors can struggle coming to their loved ones. Fear of our responses and misinformation about what assault is. First, at the trial for Larry Nassar, a former physician at Michigan State University who has been convicted of serial child molestation, the father of 3 girls abused by Nassar rushed him at the stand while his daughters testified, according to CNN of February 2nd, 2018. The father's actions, though completely understandable, exemplify this first reason. According to Bentley University's webpage, last accessed January 26, 2019, one of the worst things you can do is become extremely emotional or act aggressively after someone shares their story with you. Let's put it this way. When we respond with strong negative emotions against the abuser, we don't quite help the person in front of us. However, this is not everyone's reason for choosing to stay silent. According to the National Center for Sexual Violence Research, last accessed January 1st, 2019, assault can manifest in a multitude of forms, from any unwanted sexual contact to coerced activities. It's a term that is incredibly hard to define, and it's a crime that does not discriminate. But PBS of September 21st, 2018, said far too often we think of assault as only a violent and forced penetration, where a man is the perpetrator and a woman is the victim. When we think of assault only by this definition, we can unintentionally minimize the experiences of survivors around us by making it seem like we consider them to be illegitimate. This is some really heavy stuff. I know. It's completely natural for you to feel a little icky hearing about it. But we have to channel that feeling of discomfort into change. We all want to be the kind of people our loved ones can come to with these issues. And there are ways we can respond better when they do come to us. Saying the right things and letting our loved ones control the situation. First, the Chicago Tribune of November 3rd, 2018, gives 3 go-to phrases to use after someone shares their story with you. I believe you. It's not your fault. And you have options. Once you say these things, let the conversation become organic, and let your loved one guide it. But if you're like me, you want to do more than talk when bad things happen. According to Planned Parenthood's website, last accessed February 11th, 2019, you should never report your friend's assault without their consent or pressure them into doing so, because it takes their control over the situation away all over again. Instead, they say, listen, be supportive, stay calm, remind your friend to pursue necessary health care like testing and counseling, and continue to check in on them. Just make sure your loved one is always the person deciding what happens next. This is their story to tell. But these are just 2 proposed responses to a scenario some of us may never encounter. Staying silent about assault can have as much to do with internal conflict as it does with external influences. We can't make anyone come to us with their stories. But what we can do is make sure we behave in a way that is respectful to and supportive of all of those who are not ready to talk about what happened yet. Opening dialogues early and watching our words. First, talking about sexual assault directly is something we need to start doing, even if it is really uncomfortable at first. According to NBC News of September 28, 2018, when we open dialogues early, we show a willingness to talk about this. The benefits are twofold. First, it allows us to show our support for survivors while still letting them maintain their comfortable level of anonymity. And second, it can make those hard conversations easier when they do become necessary. However, for this method to work at all, we need to watch our words. It should always be remembered that anyone could be a survivor. Because of this, we need to be extremely cognizant of the words we use and the implications they could have for the people around us. Take, for instance, how we refer to people who have experienced misconduct. Often we refer to them as women or victims. But what if we said survivors instead? It is inclusive of all genders and sexualities, and it has this positive connotation that refers more to an individual's strength and resilience rather than defining them by someone else's actions. Imagine what we could do if we were that conscious of all the words we used. Because when we do this,
We create a culture of thoughtfulness, openness, and respect. Things we could all use. Now, there is a reason I've chosen to talk about this to a group of primarily high school students. One, this is the best platform to practice advocacy, and I want to make sure I'm using it to its full potential. And two, you're the ones who need to hear this the most. According to RAIN, the nation's largest sexual assault helpline, 54% of survivors are between the ages of 18 and 34. We are fast approaching this age group, making it imperative that we understand both how to help our friends and what we should accept as help if it ever does happen to us. Survivors never have to fear talking to the people who love them the most. And we, as those people who love them, can make sure they don't have to.
If we could have the finalists in informative speaking join us down here in contestants row, and dramatic interpretation finalists up on stage. There were 6 finalists in the final round of dramatic interpretation. In 6th place, from Morris, Tyler Mrozek. In 5th place, from Harrisburg, Maddie Kennedy. In 4th place, from Olympia High School, Ethan Shope. In 3rd place, from Bolingbrook, Tariq Griffin. Your tournament runner-up in dramatic interpretation, from Limestone, Creighton Peacock. And your tournament champion in dramatic interpretation, Delaney Holliday from Belleville West.
Hey baby, won't you look my way? I can be your new addiction. Hey baby, what you gotta say? All you're giving me is fiction. I'm a sorry sucker and this happens all the time. I find out that everybody talks, everybody talks, everybody talks. It started with a whisper, and that was when I kissed her. And then she made my lips hurt. I could hear the chit-chat. Take me to your love shack. Mama's always got a backtrack when everybody talks back. Hey honey, you could be my drug. You could be my new prescription. Too much could be an overdose. All this trash talk make me itchy. Oh my shit. Everybody talks, everybody talks, everybody talks too much. It started with a whisper.
Your state champion in dramatic interpretation from Belleville West, Delaney Holliday.
Take me to your love shack. Mama's always got a backtrack when everybody talks back.
I was 23 years old when I had my son RJ. I was in labor for 3 days. 3 days. So, of course, when I first laid eyes on him, I felt nothing but complete exhaustion. And I thought, this is it. It wasn't until about an hour later, when I held him in my arms,
that I felt it. I felt that rush of maternal love. I remember when RJ first started high school, he does amazing. He gets all A's, he's in theater, he plays the drums. He's 6 feet tall and impossibly handsome. But in January of his junior year, a cop shows up at the house and says there's been an accident. And that was the day when I had to start fighting for my son's life. When we hear politicians debate about our healthcare system, too often the topic is big corporations and dollar signs. What we neglect to acknowledge is how devastatingly our broken healthcare system has affected so many families, leaving too many wondering if things might have been easier, if only better options were available. Walking with RJ by Stephanie Perolo. It took me about an hour to figure out what had happened. RJ was driving to his best friend's house. He didn't have any drugs or alcohol in his system. He was hit from the side of a blind intersection, and he sustained a traumatic brain injury, or TBI. So after RJ was discharged from the ICU, he was sent to a rehab facility. And shortly after he arrived there, they called me and said that RJ's benefits didn't cover their services. So I went over there and I said, "Where am I supposed to take him? He's in a coma." And they said, "Well, there's always foster care." So I took RJ home. I set up a hospital room in his bedroom. He had a peg tube in his stomach, and that was how I would pump in his nutrition. He was in diapers, so whenever he needed to be changed, I would take in a bucket of warm water and a washcloth, and I'd clean up the Speedo zone. I put him in his wheelchair, and his friends would come by every single day after school. RJ had trouble keeping his head up, so the girls took to wearing short skirts and fishnets, and they would walk back and forth in front of RJ's chair, and RJ would lift up his head. Months had passed, and I still couldn't get the insurance summary plan description, so I decided to call a lawyer and explain the situation to him. I called him, and he said, "I can help you, but you're gonna have to give me a retainer of at least $30,000. So I said, "Let me be clear, sir. I'm a single parent. I have paid to set up a hospital room in my son's bedroom. I pay a nurse to come sit with my son so I can go to my job, so I don't lose my job, so I can keep this insurance. I don't have $30,000. And he said, "I'm sorry, but I can't help you." At this point, I was completely exhausted. So when RJ turned 18, I made the decision to put him into a nursing home. I found a facility that specialized in patients with TBIs. They didn't have a whole lot of money because all of their patients were on Medicare, but they took really good care of RJ, and he continued to make slow progress. He could do thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. This one time, we were visiting RJ with a group of his friends, and one of them was teasing him, and RJ flicked him off. And I got really excited because that's some manual dexterity going on the right. And then he turned to me, and he put his hand down because brain injury notwithstanding, he was not about to flick off his mother. Before RJ's accident, I had to drag him to church, but afterwards, he loved to go. I would say to him, "Do you want to go to Mass today?" And he would give me a big thumbs up. You could just see how much solace it provided him. In August of 2005, RJ got very sick. He still had his peg tube in his stomach, and it had fallen out. And that happens when it falls out, you put it back in. But you're supposed to take an x-ray to make sure you have the right spot. Well, RJ's facility, they couldn't afford an x-ray machine, so they guessed. And they guessed wrong. His food had been going into his abdominal cavity, and he had sepsis. So at the hospital, the surgeon pulled me out into the hallway and she said, I can operate on RJ and I might save his life, but he'll go into a deep coma and he will never come out. Or you can let him go. You have to decide. So I went into RJ's room, and he was completely aware of what was going on, and he was afraid. So I said to him, honey, you're very sick, and they can't fix you. So you're gonna go to God. But your grandpa's there, and he's gonna come find you. And I'll be there soon. And RJ looked at me, and he said, it took RJ 3 days to die. It took him 3 days to come into the world and 3 days to leave it. RJ would be 27 years old today, and I still have that strong maternal love for him. The challenge now is to channel it. Between the time of RJ's accident and his death, he could only say a handful of words. And the word he said most was Mom. And there are times now when I feel RJ, I feel that he is. And whenever I think about that, I know that now it's his turn for his love to carry me.
If we could have the finalists in humorous duet acting down here in contestants row, and if we could have all of our informative speakers up here on stage. There were 8 finalists in informative speaking. In 8th place, from Hinsdale Central, Charlie Carter. In 7th place, from Rochelle, Kara Forsberg. In 6th place, from Waterloo High School, Reagan Nichols. In 5th place, from Wabanzi Valley, Mayor Setti. Fourth place in informative speaking from Marion High School, John Hatcher. In 3rd place from University High School Normal, James Hahn. Your tournament runner-up in informative speaking from Wheaton Warrenville South, Julia Swasilo. And your informative speaking state champion 2019, Joy Bullis from Fenton High School. So sorry, if we could have, let's see, Kara Forsberg from Rochelle and Maher Setti from Wabanzi Valley from Informative Speaking up here. Apparently we've had a metal switch, sorry about that. You're in the same place, you just have to switch your medals. Come on up. We'll take a look. We just gave them the wrong medals, so everything is all good. All right, your state champion in informative speaking from Fenton High School, Joy Bullis.
There are common experiences that unite the human race. Like, pretending not to see someone you totally just recognized. Making that weird whoop noise when you almost bump into someone. And of course, a bad haircut. My last bad haircut was a too short bob that had me looking like the sixth member of the Backstreet Boys. Backstreet's back. All right. The good news is that no matter how bad it is, it's hair, so it'll always grow back. But what if it doesn't? Well, if it doesn't, you could always get extensions. But would purchasing them mean that you're participating in a billion-dollar, unregulated, and at times unethical industry? Humans have a complicated relationship with hair, one that affects science, culture, and the entire global community. So today, we'll first sharpen our shears and explore the biological background of hair. Next, we'll brush through the cultural and societal impacts. And finally, we'll make the big chop and snip through the global controversies surrounding the hair industry. Get ready, because here we go. According to Guinness World Records, 17-year-old Argentinian Abril Lorenzetti holds the record for longest hair on a teenager, with hair measuring 4 feet and 11.84 inches long. For reference, I'm 4'11". So I guess with her hair, I'd look like Cousin It. Lorenzetti told Guinness that she decided to grow her hair after a bad haircut. Girl, I get it. Thankfully, there's more to hair than bad experiences. In Hair, A Human History, biologist Kurt Sten states that hair contains up to 14 different elements, including traces of gold. And even though it's dead, hair is incredibly strong. A single strand can carry up to 6.5 pounds of weight. Despite its freakish strength, we still lose about 50 to 100 strands a day. For some, however, the amount is much more. According to a May 10, 2018 article published by the Mayo Clinic, approximately 80 million Americans experience complete or partial hair loss. Now, there are many types of hair loss, the most common being androgenetic alopecia, otherwise known as male or female pattern baldness. There's also alopecia areata, an autoimmune condition where the body's immune system attacks hair follicles, resulting in a complete loss of hair, including lashes and eyebrows. Depending on the case, hair loss can be temporary, but often it's permanent. However, a new discovery could change that. According to a June 2018 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, doctors may soon be able to use a patient's own stem cells to grow skin with hair follicles, and then transplant that skin onto balding areas of the scalp, resulting in a cure for baldness. FDA approval is still pending, but treatments are expected to be available by 2020. So hair today, maybe not gone tomorrow. On October 19th, 2018, the 42nd annual Boogie Bayou Mullet Festival was held in Niceville, Florida. According to their website, the festival is meant to celebrate the lowly mullet, which was once very prominent in Niceville's fishing culture. How nice. For better or for worse, hair has long played a role in the continuum of our culture and identity, just not one with which everyone agrees. According to an August 29th, 2018 article published by the New York Times, an 11-year-old girl was asked to leave her Louisiana school as her braids violated a rule against unnatural hairstyles because her braids included hair extensions. And in December, a high school wrestler in New Jersey was forced to choose between cutting his dreadlocks or forfeiting his match, even though he was wearing a legal hair cover in accordance with the rules from the National Federation of Student Athletic Associations. Supporters of these students believe that these attacks are nothing more than veiled racism, as the way a person's hair is styled doesn't impact their ability or the ability of those around them to learn. Additionally, using hair as an impetus for hate extends beyond the hair on our heads, especially when it comes to the feminine expectation. According to an April 23, 2018 article published by Allure magazine, model Arvida Bystrom received rape threats after starring in an Adidas campaign with her unshaved legs front and center. And actress Lola Kirk, she received death threats after showing up to the Golden Globes with hairy armpits. Clearly, we have a long road to travel before we stop viewing hair through the lenses of our academic, professional, and social spaces. One space where hair seems to be performing just fine, however, is the business sector. According to an October 3, 2018 article published by MarketWatch.com, human hair imports to the U.S. alone in 2017 totaled almost $700 million, a 1,257% increase from $51.6 million in 1992. The majority of human hair exports come from China and India, and in most cases, hair is cultivated from those regions voluntarily. For example, at the Venkateswara temple in India, worshippers shave their heads in a ritual of devotion. The temple then takes those strands and sells them at auction, with fashion companies bidding almost $12 million on what temple employees call black gold. But the hair industry doesn't always hold itself to a gold standard. Hair is a valuable commodity, but due to the lack of regulation, hair isn't always ethically sourced. According to a June 9, 2018 expose published by Refinery 29, much of the hair in today's market is coming from war-torn countries, where it's easy to exploit women in their vulnerable situations. Hair is sold for $10 a ponytail, and then bought for 10 times that amount at upscale salons. And that's if women are paid at all. For example, in Venezuela, a group of women were kidnapped and held at gunpoint, while their kidnappers hacked off their hair, all to supply an industry demand that is expected to exceed revenues of $10 billion by 2023. These atrocities have sparked hair extension brands into striving to ethically source hair. Brands like Great Length, Woven Hair, and Remy New York say exactly where they get their hair, making their supply line transparent and ensuring that every flip of our hair is socially responsible and fabulous. Whether you have it or don't, hair makes a statement. It can speak volumes about your religion, your job, or your lifestyle. It can be a status symbol or even communicate your mental state. Think Britney Spears circa 2007. Today, we sharpened our shears and explored the biological background of hair, brushed through the cultural and societal impacts, and finally, snipped our way through the global controversy surrounding the hair industry. So, I guess hair is all it's tangled up to be. I'm here for that.
If we could have the finalists in prose reading down here in contestant row and our humorous duet acting contestants up here on stage. There were 6 finalists in the final round of humorous duet acting. In 6th place, from Washington, Will Crouch and Ava Stovall. In fifth place, from Wheaton Warrenville South, Joe Allgood and Zach Hartnett. In fourth place, from Downers Grove South, Janella Guzman and Peter Burrows. In third place, from Thornton High School, Caleb Travier and Malachi Wright. Your tournament runner-up in humorous duet acting is from Hinsdale South, Kate Svengros and Spencer Stack. And your 2019 state champions in humorous duet acting, Tate Renner and Tim Moser. Here, earlier today, they broke the table. So we were going to make them perform with this table, but we're going to give them a fresh one. And hope they don't break this one, too.
Communication breakdown. Communication breakdown. There it goes. Communication breakdown. Communication breakdown. When it's right, it's alright. When it's wrong, it's so wrong. When it's gone, it's all gone. It's too late. Communication breakdown. Communication breakdown. I can tell.
And now your 2019 state champions in humorous duet acting, Tate Renner and Tim Moser from Hinsdale Central.
We'll try.
Screw this, man.
Don't be so negative. We're about to be born.
Oh! Speak for yourself. I'm not going anywhere.
It's not really up to you.
I'm not ready yet.
Ready? We've had 9 months to get ready.
I just want a nap first.
Do you want me to sing you a song?
I mean, yeah, if you're not doing anything.
Ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby. If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far.
Hey, Tim. Wasn't your birthday a little while back?
Yeah, February 11th, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, man.
Thanks, man, thanks.
9 months. Anything important in May?
Oh, yeah, my mom's birthday is May 11th, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was the product of birthday sex.
You're welcome. Smokefall.
By Noah Hadel. I'm still just a little worried about original sin.
Here we go again.
Okay, as descendants of Adam, as the consequence of the first sin...
Ooh. Enchiladas.
Again, we will inherit the distortion of man.
And?
And we get everything that comes along with that. Weakness, suffering, and the inevitability of death.
Does somebody need a tickle?
No more tickling. Serious, man, quit it.
Just a little tickle.
Quit it, man, I'm gonna wet myself again.
Uh-oh. Here comes Mr. Funny Fingers.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Funny Fingers. Ow! Quit with the hitting.
Quit with the tickle torture, man. I don't want to go out there yet.
You're just afraid.
Call me afraid again.
You're afraid. Again. Quit with the choking.
Okay, let's forget about original sin for a second.
Thank you.
Let's focus up on us, all right? What we got in here is perfect, all right? In here we'll never know suffering. In here we'll never grow old. Okay, there's got to be a way out of here.
Ta-da!
That's cheap. We're not going to fit through that.
Come on, bro, get excited. This is about to be the most dramatic entrance of our lives.
With our exit always waiting.
In the middle.
In the middle, suffering.
In the middle, the reality of experience. Some song. A little dancing. And maybe the occasional joke.
You're an idiot. Can't believe we're even related.
Jeez. Tough womb. Right?
Yeah.
Timing.
You can't teach it.
Oh, Mom's going for a stroll again.
I won't be special.
You'll be special to me.
108 billion people have already been alive, and they've all been so much the same.
But with infinite variations.
First steps, first words.
Mine'll be, hello, world.
Grow older, first kiss.
Someone else's tongue in your mouth.
Grow older, lose your virginity.
I'll lose mine to a girl named Sheila Goldstein.
Whoa! Grow older, get an education.
Wait for me, Sheila.
Grow older, get a job, a house, a family.
We'll have 2 kids.
Grow older, wait for your body to betray you and die. Last words, last breath.
Goodbye, Sheila. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night.
Every story, if you follow it long enough, has the exact same ending. Every story is just a little bit of noise in between 2 silences.
But that's the noise that we get to make.
No one will notice us.
We can laugh.
We can cry.
We can sing. 525,600 minutes.
We can scream.
How do you...
Ah! Nobody heard me.
I did. I heard you.
Look, Mom and Dad, they didn't even want us, all right? We're mistakes.
Come on, we were blessed accidents.
Do you remember the fight Mom and Dad had the other night?
Oh, I didn't like that one.
I can't do this again.
Please, love, please stop yelling.
I can't do this. The crying, the diapers, no sleep. I can't sacrifice my life again.
Please, Daniel, please stop yelling.
I'm not yelling. He broke a lamp and walked out.
She cried into her hands.
An old-fashioned American tragedy.
Oh, hey, I forgot to tell you something. Dad whispered something to us while you were asleep last night.
You should have woken me up. What'd he say?
No more titty twisters.
No more Was Mom twisting that? What?
No. I wanted you to get some rest. You know, you've been talking in your sleep.
Really? What do I say?
Oh, you mainly just scream in anxiety.
Oh, you want to know what you look like when you sleep?
That'd be amazing.
Like a frog.
Frog?
Yeah, like this. Rawr.
How do you know what a frog looks like?
Well, I don't exactly. It's what I imagine they look like.
You see, out there we don't have to imagine what things look like anymore. We can see the crisp air, the ocean, horses.
Genocide.
Come on, John, there has to be something you're looking forward to.
John? John, I don't really feel like a John.
All right, maybe you're a Samuel and I'm a John.
Oh, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
What does this have to do?
Ow! All right, done. I'm Samuel, you're John.
John? John? Ooh, John. Here's Johnny!
I'm so scared, bro.
Me too. I'm scared too. Hey, did you fart?
No. Did you?
Yeah.
Classic. What will the air feel like in our lungs?
It'll be cold at first, but then so natural we won't even notice it.
What will love feel like?
You already know.
Do I?
Yeah.
I'm still just a little worried about original sin, though.
Do you remember what Dad said to us this morning?
Never go to Detroit?
No. He said the greatest act of courage is to love. And anyone who says different is an ass. Are you an ass?
No way.
No way. So let's get out there and let's love our time. What time is it?
It's showtime.
What time is it?
It's showtime.
I can't hear you.
It's showtime. All right, how do we show Mom we're ready?
Oh, I got it. Mom!
Mom! We're ready!
All right, so who goes first?
Oh, I got it.
Let's do this.
It's showtime!
If we could have the finalists in special occasion speaking down here in contestants row. And prose readers, come on up on stage. There were 6 finalists in the final round of prose reading. In 6th place, from Limestone, Creighton Peacock. In 5th place, from Manual High School, Tyra Johnson. In 4th place, from Thornwood High School, Jada Johnson. In 3rd place, from Hinsdale Central, Mickey Horstman. Your tournament runner-up in prose reading is from Revis High School, Fatin Nassan. And your 2019 state champion in prose reading, Cavanya Moore from Thornton High School.
Me, Shorty must have heard, got the word, I moved that D. Had it by a bladder, she like, oh, I gotta pee.
If you love high school activities, the Illinois High School State Association state webpage is for you. Click the green IHSA state street sign on IHSA.org for great stories on sportsmanship, history, school nicknames, state final previews, and much, much more.
I'm flying out the pizza just to get some pizza. Fly down to Jamaica just to roast some. Sex on the beach, left love speechless. They say that money talk, tell these up, speak up. What's up?
Your 2019 state champion in prose reading, Cavanya Moore from Thornton High School.
So I gotta say, hands down, my 20s were the worst years of my life. I spent most of my young adult life trying to escape Southern Indiana. I wanted to change the world. I tried to go to college, but as soon as I got to school, the president of the college decided to embezzle funds. And the way he did that was by taking loan checks and scholarship money from innocent students in transition like myself. So I lost all my scholarships and my housing and came right back to the place I tried to escape. Southern Indiana. I became clinically depressed. And the thing you have to realize is that when you're clinically depressed, you have absolutely no energy. It's not just like I'm sad. I had no energy to do anything. So I finally got up the nerve to open up a newspaper to look for a job. I opened up the paper and got really excited because the new thing these days was to have these home health care aides, people who would come in and sit with the elderly, help to feed them, give them their medicine, things like that. It was like a hallelujah moment. What better job for a depressed person than a job just sitting? That's all I had to do. I thought, thank God, I can do this job. Sometimes the most innocent memories get tied to the hardest times of our lives. The most challenging and difficult periods help define us as individuals, no matter how small. A woman recounts a moment in her life that changes her view on the world forever. Life Support by Stephanie Somerville. On the first day, I walk up to this door. So I knock on the door, and this woman peers out. And I try to explain to her where I'm from. And she goes straight to the phone and calls the company. So I'm standing outside, waiting on this lady to get through with this phone call. And finally, she just slams down the phone, comes to the door, opens it, and lets me in. We make our way to the back of the house, and I get to the bedroom. And I am hit with this horrible stench. I had to immediately stop my own gag reflex. The air is filled with the smell of bile. And I look on the bed, and there's this man lying there. And he has breathing tubes and IVs, and he's completely unconscious. And the breathing machine is working, and it's pumping up this brown mousse that's coming out of his mouth and nose. This man is dying of cirrhosis of the liver. And in the final stages, the liver and the bile are breaking down. It's building up as the fluid in the lungs and the body is trying desperately to get rid of it so that he can breathe. So that's what's coming out of his mouth and nose. And so every 15 minutes, this process goes through.
And I have to stand there and clean it up. And then there's nothing for me to do but wait. I sit down and I'm looking around the room, and it's filled with this nice shaker furniture, and it's got a floor-to-ceiling Confederate flag behind the man's bed. Now, when you're depressed, it takes a while for the gears to kick in. And that's what was happening to me in this moment. I noticed there's this beautiful robe, kind of like a church robe, except it's white. And it has a round circle with a white cross on it and a hood, but I'm still not grasping what's happening because I'm totally amazed by this hood and the buttonhole stitching going around the eyes of the hood. So I'm not paying attention. I was like, maybe I should take up sewing. And it finally hits me. I am in the home of an honest-to-God Klansman. And I am a black woman. And then right at this moment, this mousse starts coming out of this man's mouth and nose again. I run over to this man, and my brain is racing. I'm cleaning him up. The stench is awful, and I'm looking at this man. I'm looking very calm and professional. But inside my mind, I'm like, oh, my God, I hope he doesn't wake up. Holy crap, I'm so glad he's not conscious. And I'm feeling all of this anxiety, and then I think, dude, you cannot do this right now because you need a job. You do not have time for a Rosa Parks moment. I'm going to get this I'm going to get this done. I am going to do it well. I'm going to get a check, and I am going to get the hell out of here, okay? And that is exactly what I do. I do that every 15 minutes for 4 hours, and then I leave. I come back the next day, and the woman opens the door. I guess she recognized that I wasn't going to kill the man. I come back a third day, and by this day, the woman looked so tired. And I realized that this woman was not getting any rest unless I was there to take care of him. By the fourth day, she just came to the door and immediately laid down. And I did the job. And I had to wake her up at the end of those 4 hours. And then, on the fifth day, the temp agency called me. And they told me that the man had passed away, but that the woman wanted to leave me a message. She wanted me to know that I'd given him the best care that he'd had since he left the hospital. And the most peace and rest that she got in was when I was there. And she wanted to thank me personally. And I thought, man, this is amazing. We had come together, she and I, two desperate people in a highly charged situation. And it could have been a train wreck. It could have been a mess. But instead, we came together. And our lives touched. And in that touching, we changed our lives just a little bit. I'd like to think that I changed the way she thought about people of color. And for myself, I realized that even if I couldn't change the world, I could change a little piece of the world that I was in. And that was enough for me.
If we could have the finalists in original comedy down here in contestants row, and our special occasion speakers up here on stage. There were 6 finalists in the final round of special occasion speaking. In 6th place, from Harrisburg, Bradley Fraley. In 5th place, from Marion High School, Michael Breslin. In 4th place, from Glenwood, Athena Try. In 3rd place, from Homewood Flossmoor, Mark Cruz. Your tournament runner-up in special occasion speaking is from Belleville West, Jalen Mutchison. And your 2019 state champion in special occasion speaking, Monica Navarez from Fenton High School. Former Richwoods High School state speech champion Beckett Kinney says the reason he competed in high school speech was to be with his teammates and friends. The National Federation of State High School Associations and IHSA launched the My Reason Why campaign to highlight school participation across the country. Let us know why you participate in high school activities on social media by using the hashtag MyReasonWhy. Your 2019 state champion in special occasion speaking from Fenton High School, Monica Navarez.
Under normal circumstances, wearing a crown is awesome. Eating breakfast, choir rehearsal, a casual swim, all perfectly acceptable crown-wearing situations. But prom? That's an iffy one. After last year's fiasco, the idea of crowning a prom king and queen gives me the same icky feeling as the time I accidentally grazed Principal Becker's butt when I was walking down the hallway. It was embarrassing, much like the fact that last year's prom king and queen were nominated as a cruel joke, and not because students wanted to actually honor them. If the tradition of prom king and queen is going to be used as a form of bullying, is it really worth keeping around? And that's why, as president of the student council and head of the prom committee, I propose we rethink this tradition. By the looks on your faces, I can tell you think I'm Kanye West level crazy. But hear me out. Traditions aren't static. They're constantly evolving with time. For example, many cultures used to practice the tradition of human sacrifice. Now we call that murder. As our society evolves, so do our traditions, and that's a good thing. Because when we succumb to the "we've always done it this way" mindset, we become resistant to change and all the positive societal growth that goes with it. So at today's meeting, we'll first cast our vote and explore the problems of toxic tradition. Next, we'll tally up what's causing this mindset. And finally, we'll place the crown upon the head of solutions, ensuring an evolved outlook on traditions. No ifs, ands, or Principal Becker's butt. Whoa, watch out, I might get you there. This past summer, the Miss America organization announced that they will be scrapping the swimsuit portion of their competition. So now I can watch it without crying myself to sleep at night. Opponents believe that without the swimsuit competition, Miss America won't be a true celebration of women. If you agree with this statement, I know a certain president you can talk to. And that president is me. I want to hear your thoughts and set your thinking straight, because that's the problem with toxic tradition. It poisons our mindset, normalizing actions we know are wrong. According to a September 23, 2018 article published by the Department of State on Human Rights and Democracy, cultural norms and traditions play an important role in defining a society. Unfortunately, some traditions are used or distorted to drive inequality, poverty, and discrimination. So it's not the traditions like leaving enchiladas or tamales out for Santa Claus that are problematic. I know, mi familia está loca. It's the traditions rooted in the marginalization of others with which we should take issue. For example, in Charlottesville, Virginia, the city council voted to remove the statues of Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson, sparking several demonstrations, including the deadly protests of August 2017. Opponents argue that these Confederate monuments represent heritage, not hate. But according to a June 4, 2018 article published by the Southern Poverty Law Center, this argument ignores the near universal heritage of African Americans whose ancestors were enslaved in the South. It trivializes concerns of racism, whether it's racism of the past or that of today. Well, I say we should just move the monuments to where other old, formerly relevant artifacts reside, like a museum or Celebrity Family Feud. And survey says this sentiment can be felt across other problematic institutions and traditions, like Columbus Day, conventional notions of gender, and now prom king and queen. Committee members, it's okay to be rooted in tradition. We just don't want to be stuck in it. In case you're still unclear about what it means to be stuck in tradition, let's talk about Christmas time in the Netherlands, where it's traditional for adults and children to dress in frilly wigs, red lips, and blackface to honor the dark-skinned helper of St. Nicholas known as Black Pete. For obvious reasons, many think this is racist, and yet many Dutch citizens still defend this tradition. So what's causing us to hold on to traditions that are so clearly problematic? First, like hairless cats or anti-vaxxers, change is scary. So many prefer things simply stay the way they are. In psychology, this is referred to as status quo bias. According to a September 23, 2018 article published by Stanford University, when making choices, people focus more on what they stand to lose rather than how they might benefit, even when potential gains outweigh possible losses. This means our fear of change and reverence for the past allow us to rest on the idea that this is the way we've always done it, so why change? It's why I still tell my friend, bless you, every time he sneezes, even though he tells me every time I'm atheist. Additionally, many justify toxic tradition using the same rationale I used when I decided to start taking daily showers. Everyone else is doing it. And it works. A mentality known as groupthink. In his book, Innovations and Its Enemies, Dr. Kalissus Juma says, groupthink is what happens when in order to accommodate the group and keep the peace, we turn off our logical thinking and suppress our opinion. Fellow committee members, we need only revisit the Netherlands or last year's prom to realize this kind of tribal thinking has treacherous consequences. It was like Carrie, but without the blood, and John Travolta. Fellow committee members, please don't misunderstand me. I value tradition as highly as all of you do. In fact, this very committee's tradition is our parents sat in these very seats planning out legendary proms like Crapped Out in Vegas or Limbo, where nothingness awaited couples as they entered a void with no music, no decorations, and no photographer. Respect. So what can we do to ensure we honor the past but still recognize our progress? First, we need to understand what makes a tradition toxic and tailor our approach accordingly. According to an article published by Psychology Today, researcher and psychologist Dr. Rob Henderson says, oftentimes we're held back by what we believe is the safe option. Remembering our natural propensity for the status quo will enable us to recognize when a tradition is toxic and, more importantly, overcome it. So unless your name is Black Pete or R. Kelly, you know the difference between right and wrong. And that's a logic we need to rely on when determining if a tradition is toxic. Additionally, it's important we remain open to progressive ideas regarding established tradition. According to a June 4th, 2018 article published by the Kansas City Star, students at Chelsea High School in Michigan decided that the tradition of homecoming queen was outdated and hurtful because the competition led to bullying. Instead, they selected students of any gender from each class, awarding them with medals of excellence. While I think medals of excellence are really cool, I think our class would much prefer my personal favorite, Smensel's. Grape. But the point is, these students weren't afraid to reinvent something old and make it new again. I think we can all learn something from the students of Chelsea and take a step in the right direction. Fellow committee, right direction. Fellow committee members, we live in a country where we ignore climate change, but put stock in the tradition of taking weather predictions from a rodent. I love Groundhog Day, but tradition shouldn't be a substitute for science, logic, or decency. Today, we cast our vote and explored the problems of toxic tradition. Next, we tallied up what's causing this mindset. And finally, we placed the crown upon the head of solutions. They say heavy is the head who wears the crown. So let's do our royalty a favor and lighten the load.
All right, original comedy speakers, please join us on stage. There were 8 finalists in the final round of original comedy. In 8th place, from Harrisburg, Bradley Fraley. In 7th place, from Revis, Doha Sadi. In 6th place, from Southland College Prep, Terrence Mayfield. In 5th place in original comedy, from Mattia Valley, Dertwan Sherman. In 4th place, from Wheaton Warrenville South, Max Kibler. In 3rd place, from Hinsdale South, Kate Svengros. Your tournament runner-up in original comedy, from Thornton High School, Ira McDowell. And your state champion in original comedy, from Downers Grove South, Kevin Tate. The IHSA believes in inclusion and is proud to partner with the Special Olympics Illinois to promote unified sports at all IHSA member schools. Contact the IHSA to find out how your school can become a unified champion school. The IHSA is proud to offer participation opportunities for all high school students in Illinois. And now your 2019 state champion, Kevin Tate from Downers Grove South.
Okay, class, due to budget cuts, we're going to have to get a little creative with consumer ed. In front of you, you will find a copy of my taxes. Do them. Mr. Tate. Ahem. Mr. Tate.
Dick Cheney! Was that right?
Wow. On that note, class is dismissed. Remember that Monday is Bring Your Parents to School Day. This presentation is 85% of your final grade. Any questions?
Me. What if your dad's in prison?
Tell him to Shawshank it.
But what if he doesn't like movies?
C-. See you Monday.
This is going to be a big problem, mainly because my dad is a bit odd. For example, our normal Sunday routine. 5, 6, 7, 8, left, 2, 3, 4, right, 2, 3, 4, swivel, swivel, side, side. Oh, Kevin! Don't you just love Zumba Sunday? Dad, we've been dancing for 4 hours. Why don't we just go to church like normal kids? Oh, honey, why bother when you can shake and rotate those sins away? And it's not just Zumba Sunday. The last time he embarrassed me was when I was in the Crucible. I have given you my soul. Leave me my name. Yes, Kevin! That is my son. You are the best Crucible. What is a Crucible? Do you see what I mean? His Filipino quirkiness is charming, don't get me wrong, but mandatory 4 a.m. yoga sessions accompanied with homemade, gluten-free, vegan-free, reverse osmosis, agave nectar detox water isn't the ideal family activity. I have no idea what to do. I just wish there was some sort of sign. Wow, a flyer! 10% off athletic lederhosen. It's no help. Oh, hey, look at that billboard. 1-800-RENT-A-PARENT. Interesting.
Thank you for calling 1-800-RENT-A-PARENT. My name is Oliver. How can I help you?
Hi. I was wondering if I could rent some parents for the school presentation.
You called the right number. Do you have any parental preferences?
No? Maybe the dad can be big and manly.
All right, let's see what we have. All right, that's great. And for the mother?
Actually, I'm not sure if I can afford a mom.
No worries. We can check our bargain bin.
Dum, 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 dum. The Emoji Movie. Classic. Dum, 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 dum.
All right. Now, this one's almost expired, but she'll do the trick.
All right, you're all set. Expect it in the mail soon. The mail? I didn't even give you my address. 2 to 3 business days later. My name is Kevin's dad, and I like to dance. I am leaving the house. I forgot my pants. Kevin!
Dad! You left them on top of the fridge this time.
Sorry. Okay, well, I am going now. Also, there is a very big package outside for you. Okay, Dad. See ya. So weird when he does that. Wow, it's a pretty big package. Haven't heard that one in a while. Hello? Ah! Who are you? I am Kyle. Wow, you must be my new strong dad. Now, where's my bargain bin mom? First off, she is named. It is Ruth. Say hello, Ruth.
I can't get out the box.
Right. Here. We are your parents. Get it? We are pair that you rent. Eh? Wow. Hi, I'm Kevin. If you don't mind me asking, how'd you guys get involved in this? Well, in my past life, I was, how do you say, hitman. My card.
This is a bloody rag. In my country, we call that evidence. Cool! What can I do for you?
Well, you're gonna be my parents for Bring Your Parents to School Day. You just have to get in front of the class, say a bit about yourself and our family.
Okay, that is very easy. I can do that.
Great! What about you, Ruth? What do you think? Ruth? Are you okay?
Dick Cheney!
This is gonna be perfect. Nothing can go wrong.
Kevin, I forgot my, Who are these people in our living room?
Dad, I was just, I'm taking Russian dancing lessons. Right, Kyle?
Yes, I am dance. If you want to be my lover, you have to be my friend.
Like that?
Yes, Kevin! Very good! Okay, I go now, bye!
All right. Ooh, that was close. All right, we got this. Nothing can go wrong.
Hi, everyone. Although he can't be here right now, my dad could video call us from prison.
Nope. Okay, thank you, Mr. Blagojevich. All right, next up we have Kevin and his family.
Hi, everyone. Prepare yourself for the coolest parents on earth. First, my dad.
I have never seen such small humans. Hello, tiny Americans. I am father of boy. Please shake my hand.
Mr. Kevin's dad, are you a hitman?
What makes you say that?
You have a tattoo on your hand that says hitman?
Listen here, kid.
No! My dad can give you a Senate seat!
Mr. Tate, control this nonsense right now, or I will fail you.
No, wait, let me just get my mom. She's waiting out in the hall.
So my mom's dead. She was in bargain bin for a reason. But hey, perfect opportunity to teach class how to properly dispose of body. Mr. Tate, you have failed.
Not so fast! Hi, Kevin! I heard it was Bring Your Parents to School Day. Who is this?
And who are you?
I am Kevin's dad.
You have two dads?
It's 2019. Kevin, why didn't you tell me about this today? Oh, Dad, it's fine. I understand. I just go now. Also, there is a dead body on the floor. I don't know if you want to... Dad, wait! I'm so sorry I didn't tell you about today. I shouldn't be ashamed of who I am, or my loved ones either. You're what matters the most.
Oh, Kevin, you know I will always be here because I love you so much.
Dad, I love you too.
Wow. Wow. That's the sweetest thing I've ever seen. Forget what I said, Kevin. You get an A.
Yes! Very good, Kevin! Now let's show this class some Zumba they've never seen before. 5, 6, 7, 8.
One quick announcement. This just in. Charles Bennett from Yorkville. You left your laptop in the meeting room. We have it in the coat check out there if you want to pick that up. At this time, we're going to announce the top 5 sweepstake places. We have trophies for the top 3 teams. We would ask that the teams send their teams up to get the state championship medals, but we will recognize 4th and 5th place with our applause. And there was a 2-way tie for 5th place. With 18 points, the team from University High School in Normal. Also, with 18 points in 5th place, the team from Marion High School in Chicago Heights. In 4th place, with 20 points, the team from Belleville West. Okay. There was a 2-way tie for 2nd place with 21 points. So one team in 2nd place is the team from Wheaton, Warrenville South. Come on up. The team from Wheaton, Warrenville South is coached by David DeMarzo, Brian Bohr, Bridget DeMarzo, Matthew Dudak, Roberta James, Kate Kehoe, Dan Ottelin, and Shayna Williams. The individual events team are Joe Allgood, Eva Bine, Logan Graham, Zach Hartnett, Max Kibler, Natalie Martinez, Bridget Maston, Kaylin O'Malley, and Julia Swazillo.
Trying to shake us, don't let them break us or stop our world from turning. When words keep you from feeling good, use them as firewood and let them burn.
Tied for 2nd place, the team from Wheaton, Warrenville South. Our next team that tied for 2nd place with 21 points is Thornton High School from Harvey, Illinois.
Boy, walking the spot, he's so fresh, yeah. He got what he needs, impressing. Just look at the way that he dressing. Ain't no question. watching chicks like, oh, girl walking the spot, she stopped traffic.
The team from Thornton is coached by Brad Ablin, Marie Wojcicki, Usana Vora, Odell Walker, and Monique Williams. The individual events team includes Ira McDowell, Cavanya Moore, Desiree Parker, Caleb Travier, and Malachi Wright.
If there's no pressure, he'd do anything to get with her. He'd say anything to convince her. Money spent, 2 diamond center. Girl playing it cool, but she's with it. She loving the fact that she's gifted. Everything that he do, she gets lifted. Feels so wicked, loving like, oh, maybe I can see us moving like that. Maybe I can see us touching like that. Maybe I can see us kissing like that. We don't need more than he said, she said. Maybe I can see us moving like that. Maybe I can see us touching like that. Maybe I can see us kissing like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, tied for second place, the team from Thornton High School from Harvey. And now we will introduce to you the state championship team in first place with 26 points, the team from Hinsdale Central. Hinsdale Central is coached by Chris Wilbur, Paul Woods, Matthias Austin, Sasha Bohem, Evan Haas, Janelle Hooksema, Maddie Mitchell, Laurel Stankus, Katie Stromberg, Katie Sparchik. The individual events team includes members Charlie Carter, Kate Gabriel, Emily Goggin, Mickey Horstman, Daniel Lung, Tim Moser, Amani Ryan, Tate Renner, and Rabia Sheikh.
Trying to shake us, don't let them break us or stop our world from turning. When words keep you from feeling good, use them as firewood.
Hinsdale Central, please step forward and accept your trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, in first place, the team from Hinsdale Central, your 2019 State Individual Events Champions.
Let 'em burn. 'Cause 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 ' talk too much. Never shut up. I said you talk too much. Oh boy, you never shut up. You talk about people.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
We have an opportunity to make history and beat cancer. We have the courage, we have the will. Join the Coaches vs. Cancer 3-Point Challenge and pledge to donate for every 3-point shot scored. Play for us. Together, we will beat cancer.
When I'm out there, it's like I'm free. When I'm out there, I'm an athlete.
As I got to a point in my career where I could give back, the Donald W. Swift Scholarship was a fund that was just natural for me, being that it was in honor of my grandfather. I'm just proud to be able to say that my grandfather's legacy carries on, and I know for certain that it's making a big impact.
All across America, teenagers are making a difference, gaining respect, and changing the future. Here in Illinois, the future is now. 16 and 17-year-olds can now register to be organ tissue donors in Illinois. Nearly 5,000 people in our state need a life-saving organ, and about 300 people die every year waiting. Be part of the solution. Join the Illinois Secretary of State's Organ Tissue Donor Registry. Register at lifegoeson.com.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
Together as a team, we have the power to beat cancer. We have the courage, we have the will. Now we need you on our team. Join the Coaches 3-Point Challenge by pledging to donate for every 3-pointer scored during the season. Come play for us.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
Yes.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
This IHSA championship event is brought to you by Country Financial. At Country Financial, we know preparing for your financial future can be overwhelming. We want to help you take it one simple step at a time at TakeSimpleSteps.com.